Hello dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are well. Students, today we are going to read lesson number 6, Universe and the Solar System from your textbook. Students, what do you see in the sky during the day? Yes, we see the sun and the clouds. And at night, we see the stars and the moon. Dear students, the universe, it is made up of the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets and other heavenly objects. First, let us see the solar system. The solar system, the word solar means of sun. Thus, the solar system, it is the family of the sun. The solar system comprises of the sun and the 8 planets. Let us see how. Like this. The sun, it is a star. Stars, they are heavenly bodies that have light of their own. It is made up of very, very hot gases. It gives us heat and light. The part of the earth that receives the sunlight has day, and the other side of the earth, which is dark, which does not receive the sunlight, has night. Now let us see about the planets. The word planet means wanderer, means the one that wanders. Planets are heavenly bodies that revolve around the sun in fixed paths, and these fixed paths, they are called the orbits. These white lines that you can see are the orbits of the different planets. Planets, they do not have light of their own like the sun. Sun, it has the light of its own, but these planets, they don't have their own light. They reflect the light of the sun. There are 8 planets in the solar system. They are the Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Earlier, the solar system was believed to have 9 planets. Pluto was the 9th planet, but it is now classified as a dwarf planet. Dwarf planet means a small sized planet. Therefore, we have only 8 planets in our solar system. How many planets are there in our solar system now? 8. Let us see all these planets one by one. Students, this is Mercury. Mercury, it is the planet closest to the sun. It is the smallest planet in the solar system, and it is very hot during the day and very cold during the night. The next planet from the sun is Venus. So it is the second planet from the sun. It is also known as the morning star and the evening star. It is the brightest object in the night sky apart from the moon. Means apart from the moon, when you look at the sky, apart from the moon, the brightest object that you see in the sky is Venus. And Venus is the planet nearest to the Earth also. Next planet, that is the third planet from the sun, is our dear Earth. We know that the 3/4 part of the Earth is covered with water, and 1/4 part of the Earth, it is land. So this blue part that we see is the water, and only 1/4 part that we can see here is green and yellow, it is the land. Next planet is the Mars. It is the 4th planet from the sun, and it is often called as red planet because of its reddish color. You can see it is of reddish color. That is why it is also called a red planet. So students, 3 planets that is the Mercury, the Venus, 4th planets, the Earth and Mars. They are called the inner planets. Next, let us see Jupiter. It is the 5th planet from the sun. It is also the largest planet of the solar system, and it is mostly made up of gases. Students, its rotation also is fastest in the solar system. Let me explain to you what is rotation. Rotation is spinning of a heavenly object about its own axis. Next, let us see Saturn. This is Saturn. It is the sixth planet from the Sun, and it is the second largest planet in the solar system. Students, as you can see, it has many rings around it. So, it is also a beautiful planet. Next planet is Uranus. It is the seventh planet from the Sun, and it is the third largest planet in the solar system. The largest planet is Jupiter. After Jupiter, it is Saturn, and after Saturn, it is Uranus. So, it is the third largest planet in the solar system. Students, you must also see that it also has some rings around it, just like Saturn. But these rings are very light, very faint. The rings that are around Saturn, they are dark. But the rings that are around Uranus, they are very light. Next, let us see the Neptune. It is the eighth planet from the Sun. It is also the farthest planet in the solar system. Now, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune are called the outer planets. Students, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, these four planets are called the inner planets, and Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, these four planets are called the outer planets. Now let us read about satellites. Satellites are bodies that revolve around a planet. Satellites, they are of two types: the natural satellites and the artificial satellites. The natural satellites are heavenly bodies that revolve around the planets, just like this moon. This moon, it revolves around our Earth. So, it is the natural satellite of Earth. Artificial satellites are satellites that are sent by scientists into the space. They help us in communications and weather forecast. Let us see about the asteroids. The asteroids are rocky metallic objects that revolve around the Sun between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Yes, let us see how. This is Mars and this is Jupiter. So, between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter, these asteroids, they revolve around the Sun, and Ceres, it is the largest asteroid. Let us see now about comets. Comets are small heavenly bodies that travel around the Sun in irregular orbits. Planets, they travel around the Sun, they move around the Sun in fixed path. But comets, they travel around the Sun in irregular orbits, means their path is not fixed, and they are made up of ice, dust and small rocky particles. Comets have a gaseous tail. This is the gaseous tail, and it grows longer when they come near the Sun. This tail, it grows longer. Let us see what are meteors. Meteors are pieces of rocks that burn brightly when they enter Earth's atmosphere. See, as you can see here, they are also known as shooting stars. When these pieces of rocks, they enter the Earth's surface, they get burnt. So, they look like a shooting star. That is why they are called the shooting stars. Students, stars are heavenly bodies that have light of their own, as I have told you. Stars are always present in the sky, but we cannot see them during the day because of the bright light of the Sun. The Sun is also a star, but it appears big and bright because it is closer to us. It is closer to us than any other star. There are many other stars bigger than the Sun, but these stars are very far away from us, so they appear to us very small. Sometimes these stars, they appear in particular pattern. These stars, they appear in particular patterns. So, a collection of stars that appears in a specific pattern, it is called a constellation. Some famous constellations are Leo, Orion, Scorpio, Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. Students, a small collection of stars in a specific pattern is called a constellation, but a large collection of many stars is called a galaxy. The solar system is a part of a galaxy called the Milky Way galaxy. Milky Way has a spiral design, as you can see here. The solar system is very small part of the Milky Way galaxy. There are many galaxies such as the Milky Way galaxy in the universe, and the Earth is the only planet in the solar system where life is known to exist. Do you know why? This is because Earth has air, water and the right temperature needed to support the life. The movement of the Earth on its axis, it is called rotation, and the movement of the Earth around the Sun in elliptical path is known as revolution. Students, you must be clear about rotation and revolution. The scientific study of the heavenly bodies such as stars and planets, it is known as astronomy, and a person who studies heavenly bodies is called an astronomer. Earlier, they used a device called telescope to study the heavenly bodies. These days, we use space probes and satellites to study the universe. Dear students, the telescope that you are able to see here in this picture, it was first of all made by an Italian astronomer whose name was Galileo. So this was an important invention at that time. Students, I hope you have understood the chapter well. Please read the chapter carefully after watching the video and try to solve the textbook exercises that are given in between the chapter and at the back of your textbook. Happy reading!